20. All right. First again. Thanos keep it snapping. What's going on, people? Welcome. Welcome. Brand new day, brand new day. It is the 21st. I think we're in Aquarius now. Yes. All right. What we got? We got Thanos in the building. Samantha's in the building. Hello. All right. Miss Bay, hello. Travis Bailey, yo, how you doing? Randall Anderson, GS, Randy LB10, maybe it's Randy Pound 10. I don't know. Maybe that's what the LB's for. RTP Lay, we back again. Yes, we are. The real Don Watt, Miss Spice 69. How you do? How you do that there? Yeah, just giving everybody a moment to trickle on in. Dexter Young, peace and prosperity back to you. Denise Howard, good to see you as well. Well, good to see you. Good to see your text. Sakari, what's going on? All the way from Hawaii. How you doing, brother? You know, recently I just got my queen just got me a what's the name? A record player this past holiday season. She dropped me with a vinyl, and you blessed me with all of those beautiful vinyls a couple of years ago. So thank you. I've been listening to your vinyls recently, and I've been going out buying vinyls too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on the vinyl tip because with all this digital stuff going on, you know, you need a little bit of that crackle. Release the crackle. All right. Well, we got GS is in the building. What do I think about ivermectin? All right, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ain't one to promote pharmaceuticals. However, all I gotta say is, what is ivermectin used for, and why was it so beneficial during, you know, them 4 years? You got to put two and two together. All right, bless up to Callie Snipes. Yes, live right on time. Okay, I'll let Mama Pill know you said peace, Mintu. Yeah, man. I'm making the attempt to be more consistent this year, so y'all could get me 2, maybe 3 times a week. You know, because I always got stuff to talk about. I don't have to go all the way in every time. Sometimes I just might need to touch bases, give y'all some energy, maybe refresh some information with y'all. You know, so that's what I'm making the effort to do. Make sure that y'all are activating y'all notifications and everything like that, because a lot of people after I go live, they like, KT, I didn't know, I didn't get the notification, everything. So go in your settings and make sure y'all got everything right up there, so you know the bell's coming through. All right, Oliver Branch, you know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. That's a great start to the year. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Y'all coming up in here too, man. I appreciate it. You know, big shout out to B Dell 1014. He did a phenomenal presentation last night in regards to the doomsday clock. You know, I find it interesting because, you know, Avengers Doomsday is coming and the whole TikTok thing. So that was a very interesting bill that he had there. So shout out to him and his intricate information that he's providing for the community right now. Yeah, I wanted to what up though? Sheila Hart, peace. Peace. Miss Behaving. I get it. Misbehaving. I'm a little late on that one. I got it now though. Yeah, that presentation was serious. Anybody who ain't caught that, y'all got to go back and catch them. And y'all be saying I be going over y'all head and I be too deep. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, listen, be Dell be going and y'all don't got no problem with it. So I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all. Nothing, you know. What's the deal with methylene blue? Methylene blue is another one that's a very interesting oh boy. I'll put it like this. I talk to y'all about light all the time. Methylene blue is just another example of how color and photonics play a huge role in health and how beneficial it could be. Methylene blue can do some amazing things for the body. And, I need to do a presentation on methylene blue, and there's a couple others I want to talk about as well, But yeah, we'll get there though, you know. On Black Magic, no, he got his own channel. Bedell got his own channel. Oh, he's in the building. He's in the building. Check it out. Everybody say what's up to Bedell. Peace, brother. Thanks for gracing us with your presence. I was just letting everybody know about the phenomenal work you put down yesterday, and it was such a mic drop. Like, you came in there, did 40 minutes. It was like, listen, that's all I'm giving y'all. But anybody who hasn't seen it yet, I suggest y'all go check his platform out over on YouTube and check out the Doomsday Clock info that he put down. Very, very interesting, straight to the point. And yes, appreciate you too, brother. And inspiring. So, I'm coming to deliver some information, I guess, complimentary to it in a way. I think that what I like to do is ground a lot of information, because we deal with macrocosm, we deal with microcosm, right? That's what Ant-Man is all about. He's able to turn into Goliath, into giant man, you know what I mean? He could be our size and he could shrink down to the size of an ant, and then he could even go into the quantum realm, you know what I mean? So we have so many people in the community that occupy different areas of those scales to give people kind of a overlook of everything. Some people do an underlook. Some people deal with things right where they at. And that's good, because, we need to be able to understand things on different scales. Everybody doesn't learn at the same speed. So sometimes getting a piece here and a piece there and a piece there, and then you put it all together, then you really start getting an understanding of everything going around. So it's good that we all out here doing the work, So yeah, salute to the brother. Thanks for tuning in. Who else is up in here? We got Botanical Bro 8888. We got Stay High. Yeah, keep it up there. Keep it up there. All right, we don't hit 100. We don't hit 100 people up in here, so I guess I'll start talking. So yeah, I wanted to talk about parasites today, because one kind of common denominator that I'm seeing in health and in regards to anything that's transpiring is that there's always some type of critter behind the scenes. Now, people might say virus, people might say the V word, people might say certain STDs, people might say the C word. But when you do the research and do the studies, you start finding out that there are parasites behind the scenes with a lot of this stuff. And when we go back into antiquity, that's something that we've always dealt with, because we're essentially a universe in ourselves. Yes, hit the like button, subscribe, share. We are a universe on our own, you know what I'm saying? Very inundated with trillions of cells, and we got the yeast and the fungal kingdom. We have the oh yeah, that was something the brother was talking about, the protozoal and the eukaryote thing. I got to build with him on that one. But we got we got our single cell kind of microbiome population, and we have our multicellular population, and we also have our viral population. We have all of these different organisms and livelihoods going on within inside of ourselves, and they use our body as an earth, as a universe, as a solar system in order to live, breathe, and reproduce. So it only makes sense that the same way that we see how life appears here on earth, that you have people that are one with nature and utilizing the environment in order to build beautiful homes and irrigation channels and things like that in order to create just an amazing environment and community. And then you got people that are usurping and taking advantage of communities and running them down, right? So you have that in your body as well. And when we are ill and when we are sick, most often than not, is because we got squatters. We got squatters that just don't want to get up out the crib. So I just wanted to touch bases on parasites on a couple levels. And I want to cheers to everyone, by the way. I got some, look at all that Geefy tea right there. Look at the Geefy tea. Now, it's real funny because when you deal with liquors, that's right, I'm talking about liquors right now. Real strong liquors, and I learned this from my queen. She kind of broke this down to me. I didn't know nothing about legs, but apparently the quality of certain liquors, um, you'll know because in the glass there's legs. As you move the liquid around, you see that the line of the liquid kind of is still there, and it drips real slow. If it drips fast, then you got some bottom of the barrel crap. And if it's still there, then that means you got some quality. And I know y'all like, okay, why is he talking about alcohol right now? Because I'm talking about Geefy tea and this potent bitter right here. Even though this is not alcohol, this thing is distilled so perfectly down in Honduras with all of these herbs, and it's so potent and strong that it got its own legs on it. It got its own legs. Y'all see that? Hold on, look at that line right there. Look at that line going around there right there. This is some strong stuff. This is why Brother Rich be going crazy over this. He be like, yo, do you have any more Geefy tea? And in talking about parasites, this is definitely something that knocks them upside the head. Ooh, yeah. All right. Back to our regular scheduled program. All right. So I got some slides. I got a couple slides. I don't got nothing major here. You know what I'm saying? But it's called Parasites Revenge. Oh yeah, Tekanu will definitely help you, King Robinson. You'll go from King Robinson to King Richard. Just gonna leave that there. So I called it Invasion of the Body Snatchers because this is how I learned about parasites from my mother, from Mama Pill, when I was younger. She compared it to a film because I love me some movies, right? So in the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, you got these people, military, everything like that, and there's two of them. There's an old one, I think in like the 70s or something, late 70s, early 80s, and then another one in 93. Yes, papaya seeds are real good. Of course, we're going to get into things that help with parasites, but I want to communicate to the people on what parasites are right now. All right, so Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a movie about an alien invasion that take place. And hold on one second. Where are you? Where are you? Where did you go? Oh, there we go. All right, so in Body Snatchers, there's these pods, and the pods are alien organisms that serve as the core mechanism for the body snatching process. These pods originate from an extraterrestrial invasion and are designed to replace humans by duplicating them while the original human is destroyed. All right, say that again. Pods originate from extraterrestrial invasion. And remember, extraterrestrial doesn't have to mean alien coming from outer space. or even alien coming from the ocean. It can be based on nanites, nanotechnology, and how the Wi-Fi and all that stuff works interdimensionally, and you got energies crossing over. So remember, extraterrestrial just means terrestrial means the land, and extra means like beyond. So it's just kind of beyond your practical understanding or your everyday norm, something coming from outside of that, invading inward, and a design to replace humans as we know ourselves, interacting, being social, right? And duplicating them while the original human is destroyed. All right. So you got these people that are kind of taking over and replacing the real folks, right? So we got the um the pods are not from Earth, but are alien in nature, implying they were sent to Earth as part of a larger invasion plan. The film does not delve deeply into their point of origin in space, maintaining an air of mystery about their backstory. So they don't be saying they are from outer space, but they say they're extraterrestrial, though. The pods infiltrate human environments stealthily, often arriving via natural looking means, like being carried by the wind or hidden in shipments, blending seamlessly into Earth's ecosystem. In the film, the pods are already present at the military base. At the what? Suggesting they've been covertly distributed or have arrived gradually over time. The pods grow duplicates of humans by using their DNA while they sleep. The duplicates are identical in appearance but devoid of human emotion, which symbolizes the loss of individuality and humanity. Now, with that being said, what does that sound like? Anything we know right now? Does that sound familiar to you? To you? How about to you? To you? To you? Does it sound familiar? Um, all right, all right. Remember right now we're doing do I still have my banner in here? Yeah. Right now we're still doing coupon code King25 to get 25% off your order or product on soionicbotanicals.com in honor of Martin Luther King, who's we just acknowledged yesterday, which is very ironic that the inauguration day was on the same day. Trump said some things in that inauguration speech. He dropped some bombs up in there for show. The applause was very light. That's how you know. I mean, ain't no endorsements going on right now. I mentioned this before, but I could tell you what, you could tell a lot by an applause, and them skimpy little applauses he was getting makes it sound like folks is a little scared, which is a good thing. But yeah, back to our regularly scheduled program again. Okay. Um, so I'm going to bring this up. Coupon code King25, soionicbotanicals.com. Remember, you can find it on the link tree. Description on my posts, all my social medias, KT the Arch Degree, you can find it there, Miss Bay 100%. I'm not sure what happened there, but all you have to do is info@soionicbotanicals.com or 1833 soionic, and we'll get you squared away. I mentioned this on not my last live, maybe the one before that. I was on Rich's channel. That's what it was. Last time I was on Rich, I mentioned Blue Pill in the building. Everybody say what's up to Blue Pill, touching bases. What's up, big bro? How you feeling? Happy New Year to you. You know, he ain't the 44th. He ain't the 48th. He's the 47th. But he's still up in that 40. I know you got something. Cooking right now. But salute to Blue Pill in the building right now. as I was saying, the boom, psionicbotanicals.com. That is the website where you get the coupon code. What I was just mentioning about Miss Bay, a lot of times what ends up happening is people don't put their address in correctly, and there's no blame on you. I'm not pointing fingers, but sometimes the apartment number is not there, the zip code is wrong. People won't put their government name down. They'll put their social media tag on there, and a lot of these things cause the package to return. So there's a chance that I got your package at the warehouse. It done got kicked back. Who knows? But I suggest 1833 So Ionic or info@soionicbotanicals.com. If you didn't get that, go to this website and go to the contact page, and information is right there, and just let us know what the situation is. We got you. Now, if you send an email right now, you're not going to get any response because we're 10:30 to 3:30 Monday through Friday. So there won't be nobody to respond to your email until tomorrow morning. Or if you called, it would best be you call between those hours. All right. All right. But yeah, give us a call. Just reach out to us. We'll take care of you. All right. All right. Pulling up. Pull on up then, bro. Pull on up. All right. So, oh man, we about to hit 200 up in here. I think we already passed 200 though, didn't we? Must have went back down a little bit. All right. So let me pull this this slide up. Like I said, I'm not going crazy today. I'm not going crazy today. I'm just a little some. Bow. All right, y'all see that? Woogity boogity booty booty. But that's how y'all got to think about these things. You got to understand that life and sentience and consciousness is on different scales of existence. There's sentience on a microscopic scale, because don't think for 1 minute when you see tardigrades and amoebas and everything like that, that these are just animate, dumb, non-conscious entity. No, these things have energy, spirit. They know what they're doing. You know, just because we have a brain that's shaped like, just because our brain is, just because our brain is like this, doesn't mean everything that's alive brain is like this. This is just our brain, okay? But some organisms, their whole body is their brain, you know? And we have to understand that sentience is on different scales. So when you're dealing with sentience and consciousness being on different scales, then we know that when we deal with each other in society, that we come across individuals that are very vampire-like, and they will drain your energy. They will drain your life force. They will drain your pockets. They will drain your inspiration if you let them. This is all contract. You know, they can do it kind of unbeknownst to you for a certain amount of time, but you'll definitely start getting signs, you know, that this is happening to you, you know. Now, the parasites in society, they start to pull from you, and you notice a difference in your health. You notice a difference in your inspiration, you know, a difference in your performance. So usually what people will do when they recognize somebody as a parasite, and they kind of just feeding off of them, they separate themselves from them. They kind of get as much space away from the person as possible, so that their electromagnetic field, they might not know it's their electromagnetic field at the time, but their electromagnetic field, their mind, their brain, they can kind of take that back, right? So if we can understand that on a one-to-one scale, then try to conceptualize that on a microscopic scale. And what makes it worse is that it could be millions, billions, trillions of parasites within inside the system, having that kind of one-on-one ratio with your cells and with other microscopic beneficial organisms inside of your body. you know? So we have to kind of wrap our heads around the fact that one of the greatest issues we have in our health in society is parasites. And, speaking of Trump, I mean, that was kind of part of his inauguration speech was the fact that he said, yo, there have been parasites in Washington for too long. There's some people that said he didn't put his hand on a Bible, and there's different ways to interpret that. That could be, oh, that's on some evil, he lying, he fronting. And it also could be the fact that, remember, the US and America are two different things. So he ain't gonna pledge to the U.S. because he said he's the president of United States of America. So he's like, yo, I ain't about to lie for y'all de facto cats out here because I got different intentions, you know, which remains to be seen. As I said, I feel certain things are gonna be done, and I feel there's definitely a lot of other things could be done because he definitely pledged his his devotion to a certain group of people yesterday with no hesitation, So parasites have been in this country for a long time. We were in this land as swarthy, indigenous, Tartarian powerhouses up in here, building, trading, commerce, exchanging, growing, developing, evolving, just amazing people. And of course, there was a war, there was a breakdown, there was a reset, there was a scramble. People was exterminated, and folks just took what they could and just laid down their law and their policies and their statutes and became parasites of this land, just sucking it dry. So as we sit and we look at the Grand Canyon, and we sit and we look at these lakes and canyons and things of that nature, these are really excavation sites where minerals and nutrients and powerful minerals of the earth have been extracted and stolen and utilized for other people's means, you know? So parasites are on different levels, and we live in an environment that is the victim of parasites. So whatever's happening in your environment is there so you can recognize what's happening with inside your inner space too. And our health suffers because we have these same type of parasites that have colonized. Because how do you, what is one of the number one ways that you have parasites in your body? Through your what do they call it? Your fecal transplants, or looking at your bowels, and what makes your bowels and your fecal matter up. And where does that come from? That comes out of your colon, So colonization, however you want to tomato that thing. So we are the byproduct of parasites, all right, being within inside of our system and inside of our body. And parasites are organisms that live in or on a host organism, feeding on its nutrients. They can infect humans through contaminated food, water, or direct contact. Parasites includes protozoa, helminths, and ectoparasites like lice and ticks. As well as, when you talk about malaria, and how the plasmodium that burst inside of the bloodstream is also parasites. you know Now symbiote is different. So when you think of venom on a pop culture side of things, or if you're thinking scientific, a mitochondria, these are symbiotic relationships where, yes, organisms are living off a host and feeding on its nutrients, but in feeding and in living there, it's transmuting what it's taken and providing you with something either equal or more than what they're getting. So in Venom, Eddie Brock is getting the symbiote, and he becomes strong and mighty and intelligent and everything. So he's getting something from the alien symbiote. And with our mitochondria is taking in oxygen, right? And through getting in oxygen and through getting in light, it's making water, it's making ultraviolet light, it's making plasma, it's able to kind of create an umbilical cord between the sun and the earth, so we are connected. So it's like this wireless antenna connection that we get, through the universe based on this organelle. But a parasite is different. It's not giving anything in return. It's just taking. You know. Oh, I'm into my bad. Add to stage. Okay. All right. So where did you go? Black Lightning, what's going on? Peace. Just want to acknowledge more people that have joined the chat. Medusa was good. Dwayne Banks, how you doing? How y'all feeling? All right, let's go. So, because people are real sensitive. Another thing Trump talked about was the whole freedom of speech thing, letting us talk again. So we're going to see. One of the main ways we're going to be able to see is through all these social media platforms. Are we going to be able to talk again? So until that hits, I'm just going to let the image say what it is. Okay. So, eggs, are how parasites are born. All right. They hatch from eggs, and there's different types of parasites that we'll get into shortly, but they come from eggs. And where do these eggs come from? Some parasites are induced within inside of our body through pleomorphism, which I share a book often with y'all. And I want to see if I got it. See if I got it over here to show y'all. Do I have it out? No, I don't have it out right now. It must be up. I need to find it. Let's see. Nope. No. But I've showed it on my lives before. I don't have it out right now, but it's a book on pleomorphism. And pleomorphism is where microscopic organisms, microbes, have the ability, based on hostile environment that you create through your thinking, thought, psychology, food you're eating, cause these microbes to turn into kind of these vicious monsters because of what you're feeding them. It's like, which wolf are you going to feed? So if you feed these microbes in a particular manner, then they'll start evolving into more pathogenic like microbes that can hurt you. While if you feed yourself properly and you're in the proper environment, you live the proper lifestyle, then these microbes are very beneficial for you, So as you see in this image, when we look up, we see tic-tac-toe in the sky. And of course, there's been different reports on what the contents is of these geometrical designs that are left behind in the sky. But I know that there's substances in there besides just heavy metals. I think I see y'all can tell what I'm alluding at right now. I'm not going to say it because everybody in here is intelligent and they know how to add, So if you look at this image, you can see how certain things can be dropped on a environment, and now they're just everywhere. They're in the water, they're in the food, they're on your skin, they're on the surfaces and everything like that. So it don't take nothing for these things to kind of get inside of the body. The other way this happens is through the increase of heavy metals in the body. So whenever there's a large quantity of heavy metals in the body, as I just mentioned with pleomorphism, that is a trigger that will cause the induction of pleomorphism to happen, that will turn certain microbes into higher form of microorganisms, with the final being a parasite. And that parasite is actually there to consume the heavy metals. They love that stuff, the cadmium, the arsenic, the lead, like they love that. So the more heavy metals you have in your body, the more parasites you're going to have in your body, because the parasites are actually there to cleanse the heavy metal out. So one way to get rid of parasites is not to just go directly at the parasite, but to actually rid your body of the heavy metals. Thus, the parasites have no reason to be there, you know? All right, so let's keep it going, y'all. Keep it going. What we got next? Yeah, take a look at that guy. So yeah, today's images are brought to you by KT the Arts Degree and Midjourney. So I want to put a disclaimer out there that a lot of images I'm using are not actual pictures of parasites. These are my interpretations of parasites, because I need y'all to really kind of understand, how deadly and devious these things are when they're inside of your system. And if you saw something like this before you bit into that burger, if you saw something like this before you started, eating that trash, you probably will sit that thing on down. All right. You'll probably sit it on down. All right. So when we talk about the symptoms that we deal with on a daily basis, when you look at the symptoms of having a parasite inside your body, it's just about everything. And these are just a few, digestive issues, diarrhea, bloating, or constipation. Check that out. Constipation and diarrhea. Constipation and diarrhea. Hold on one second. Sorry. All right, don't stop, won't stop. All right. So diarrhea is when the colon calls all of this water in, because it gotta cleanse that colon and get whatever that toxin out. Fwah, right? You lose mad water, nutrients, and salt, in the process of that, potassium in the process of that. Constipation is the exact opposite. That's when all the water is taken from the colon and the fecal matter gets dried up, and with all the peristalsis that's being performed in that colon, it still ain't moving through. So it just stays there. And, bloating is the byproduct of a lot of gas. The microorganisms are consuming that matter. And in the result of consuming that matter, they're actually the ones that are performing the flatulence. All right, not you. So it's just a big, it's so many of them that are pooting at the same time, that you got all this gas, and then you're bloating from the mixture of all this stuff going on. So that's just in digestive issues. All right. Fatigue and weakness due to nutrient deficiencies. You know what I mean? And the nutrient deficiencies we'll get into shortly. So feeling tired, not feeling motivated to do things. You do a couple things and you need to lay down, and you're just tired and you're yawning and stuff. And then just weakness altogether. You're not as strong. You winded after picking up something that you normally could pick up no problem, right? Skin irritation. So people always ask me about eczema and psoriasis, rashes, hives, you know, weight changes, unexplained weight loss or gain. So you could lose a lot of weight, or you could gain a lot of weight as a byproduct of these critters. abdominal pain or cramping, immune weakness, and frequent infections. Frequent infections. Okay. And an interesting thing about parasites is when you have active parasites, right? Let's say you got 1,000 parasites. If you got 1,000 parasites, that means you probably got 10 million eggs. I'm going to say that again. If you got 1,000 active parasites, I'll bring it down a little bit. Let's say you just got 100 active parasites. That means you probably got about 10 to 100,000 eggs up in there. Now the eggs is just sitting, they dormant, and they don't hatch until the mother that laid them eggs dies. When the mother, whoever laid them eggs, when they die, that's when the eggs start hatching. But whenever those get mature and they lay eggs, and now there's millions of eggs and they die, now you got all these millions hatching, and that cycle continues. All right. All right. So yeah, getting in the lungs, pneumonia, or just asthma and breathing issues and breathing problems, you know, the critters. And these eggs are everywhere. So examples and symptoms, we got giardia intestinalis, that's the diarrhea and the dehydration, right? We got the entamoeba histolytica, bloody stools and abdominal pain. We got plasmodium, right? That's the malaria one. That's the fever, the chills, and the anemia, you know. And protozoa, how they cause symptoms, protozoa multiply rapidly in the intestines or the bloodstream, disrupting normal bodily functions. So these parasites wreak havoc inside of you. And interestingly enough, when you deal with these outbreaks, when you deal with these um 2020 to 2024 stuff, and you start noticing the herbs, the foods, or the medicines that actually are beneficial, and then you find out, okay, what are these things actually used for outside of this? Like, what is the main reason for this particular medicine? And then you see, oh wow, this particular thing is for deworming. This is for horse. They give this to horses to deworm horses. They give this to other animals to get rid of these parasites. They give this to people because they're having this type of parasite infection going on. They give this to this person, like the quinine roja, that I have, which is really based on the hydroxychloroquine, which is based on quinine, which is one of the first herbs that was utilized by Western medicine, that they started mass producing when they could synthesize it and made quinine, and then they started making chloroquine because they combined it with chlorine. And then you'll also find out about chlorine dioxide, that's being used for a lot of stuff too, because of its effects on what it does to parasites. I'm not giving the green light on any of these pharmaceuticals, but what I'm saying is these pharmaceuticals are used specifically for getting rid of parasites. So why were they so beneficial during that time? And why are they so beneficial with the C word, and all these other things? Because when you look in the background, when you get to Emerald City and you pull the curtain, you know what I'm saying? You find out that the wizard is a parasite. It's like, oh man, I thought you was the Wizard of Oz the whole time, bro. You just a dude in a hot air balloon that crashed here. All right. What we got here? Here go another one. Look at that guy, huh? Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm just saying these things all up in you. All up in you, all up in you, all up in you. All right. So what is some of the things that I do for parasites, huh? And I'm gonna tell you what the ultimate trio is at the end, but I'm gonna talk about a few things right now. All right, well, I got y'all attention. Um, so this is phytomega-3. All right. This is marine phytoplankton. This is amazing for parasites because of the high oxygen content, the nutrients, the flavonoids in there, the fact that it's so bioavailable, you don't have to digest it, it goes straight in the bloodstream, right? Straight into the cells, right? Just the spoon that comes with it. I just scoop a little bit in. People saying, how much do I need to use? You don't got to use that much. Look at that dark green love right there. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Right? So put it right in there. And you saw how little bit that wasn't much. That's all I put in there, right? Just so you know I ain't tricking y'all, right? And I'm going to take my water that I've been drinking. All right, look at that. Look how dark that water done got. And I hardly put any in there. And I could fill this whole cup up. I just not because I still need my water to drink because I be getting thirsty when I talk in front of all these lights. But look at that. Look at that, right? That right there, that's a parasite cleanse for you. Mm. That's good stuff, right? Oh, man. All right. So it'll help with the bloating and it'll help with the diarrhea and it'll help with the rashes, it'll help with all that stuff. Right now, King25 is the coupon code. King25 is the coupon code. All right. At psionicbotanicals.com. Get off your order. All right. So jump on that. Oh, we broke through 3 on them. All right. We just crossed over 3. I appreciate y'all. Y'all up in here. Thank you, 300. We got 304. Shout out to you know who. All right. So we were on the slides and I was showing you the ugly monsters. Huh? I could keep going with the ugly monsters. Huh? They get up in you. Now, this guy, you see how he got all them little hooks that could just hook right into your tissue. And then this thing suction right on the cell, right? And then all of these could just spit out acid to liquefy and then just start slurping up all that nutrients and everything up in there. You know, pregnant women can use Phyto, you know, yes. And the items that I'm going to suggest, I would say actually all 3 of them you can use. Yeah, all 3 of them you could use. One of them I would say just dilute it a little bit, but I'm gonna get there near the end. All right. But yeah. That guy right there. Look at this guy. Huh? He don't even look that harmful, right? He look a little harmless. But these are these microscopic creatures that are inside the body, and we talking about millions of them. You know, millions of them going off, right? So Helminth is where you get into the other side of the parasites when we talk about the worms. All right. So we got Ascaris lumbricoides, which is the roundworms. That's abdominal pain leading to malnutrition. You're not able to absorb your nutrients because it's taking all your nutrients for itself. Fasciola hepatica, which is the liver fluke. So you're getting liver damage. And you know, the liver is the site where all toxins are repurposed into something positive. And you are that when you talk about detox, that's the organ that does the detox, right? And you know your liver is not functioning properly when you got jaundice because your blood is filled with bilirubin and your eyes is yellow and you're yellow, and then you got the tapeworm and that's weight loss and the loss of vitamins. So now you don't have the proper enzymes you need because minerals and vitamins are cofactors for a lot of enzymatic functions in our body, you know. So we got these worms, man. We got these worms, bro. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Look at that thing. This is in you. This is just all deep up in your stuff, just squirming around and when you take things like when you have like an overabundance of nutritional yeast from the vegan cheeses and a lot of the vegan meals, and you start itching and you feel that crawling sensation. Hold on, everybody want to call me when I'm on live. um but and I'm gonna ask y'all because the community I'm in, I know there's a good portion of vegans and vegetarians in this chat. First, I'm gonna ask, how many of you are familiar with nutritional yeast, have had nutritional yeast, use nutritional yeast? Anybody. I know it's a small delay, so I'm gonna wait. And while I wait, I'm gonna have some more of this Fido. Oh yeah, let me get some more of that. Mm. That's good. I'm gonna have some Fido, and I'm gonna follow it up with some Geefy tea. Ooh, goodness. All right, all right. We got yes, and had reactions to it. Heard of it? Thumbs up. I use it when I get off work. I'm going to check out the website. Oh, okay. that's another response. Wife would use just yeast for a kale. Okay. Now, prompted as a cheese replacement. Exactly. Now, when you use a lot, when you eat the vegan max and the kale, the cheesy kales and stuff, when you eat a lot of that, and somebody mentioned it in there that they've experienced it. Yes, not excitotoxin, 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 because it overexcites your nervous system to the point of neuronal death. And it also blinds the nervous system from recognizing parasites that start spreading out. Oh, okay, we've all had roaches before when what I'm saying, at one point in our life when we was younger, right? I ain't afraid to admit it. I done seen some roaches in the crib before back in the day. And when you got roaches, the best way to get rid of roaches is to stay clean, right? Clean as you can. Now, if you leave food out and you come out and hit the light in the kitchen, what ends up happening? All of a sudden you see all these roaches scurrying away. Why? Because you left food out and all of them just came out there. So nutritional yeast is like leaving food out for roaches in the middle of the night. They coming for that. They coming for it. And it kind of overstimulates the nerves first, where you can actually recognize the fact that you have all of these parasites. It's kind of like it reveals them, and now you can feel the crawling and the itching, and you're like, oh, yep. You had so many roaches you named them Sally and Paulie. Yo, y'all remember what was that movie called? Um, man, it was a movie with a guy that had roaches in his apartment, and they was like, they would talk. He like talked to them and everything like that. What was the name? Joe's Apartment. Ah, look at that. We said it at the same time. That's what you call quantum entanglement, right? I'm talking about the same time they dropped it. I said it. Joe's Apartment. Funky Towel. That was the song. Funky Towel. Towel's got the fun. Yeah, Joe's Apartment was what it was called. But that's what it's like taking the nutritional yeast inside your body. So y'all got to stay away from that nutritional yeast. I get it. It helps it make taste more cheesy and stuff like that. But my thing is like, if you're not gonna make like your own cheese, then you might as well just eat goat cheese or regular cheese from a farm or something like that. Because that fake nutritional yeast cheese ain't gonna cut it. And it's the same thing with the Impossible. If you're gonna eat that Impossible burger, you might as well just eat a real burger, because the real burger is actually better than the Impossible burger. I'm not talking taste wise. I'm saying what it's going to do to your body wise, you know? Kamiani, as well as a lot of the other tonics, they're seasonal, and I haven't dropped the new season of them yet, you know? So yeah. And yeah, it's the person Washita Wellness Center just said, what vacate worms now, like the Pied Piper, and that alludes to um, where we're moving at in terms of health, that another way of healing ourselves is through light and through sound. So, Germany has a lot of amazing technology over there. And one of the ways that we'll be able to purge ourselves of things like this in the future is going to be through certain frequencies being used. But that's what a lot of the herbs actually do, is the herbs are able to produce certain energies and frequencies in the body that disturb the parasites and also prevent the eggs from hatching, notify the system to rid the body of the eggs. All right, so where we at, so yeah, just showing y'all what these things look like in the body. And look at that guy with all the eggs. You see him with the eggs. Multi-parasitic egg sac. All right, dropping out the sky. In your car, in your food, in your water. You know what I'm saying? The people that you dealing with, on them, on their lips and in their mouth, right? Y'all exchanging these things with each other. So you gotta do parasite cleanses. You gotta recognize that a lot of the health issues that we deal with as a people, me included, I want y'all to know, when I speak this information, I am not standing on no mountaintop telling y'all I'm perfect. I deal with the same issues y'all deal with. It's just that I have the experience on what works because I've gone through these things, you know? Now, one of the most awesome parasitic cleanses is obviously duck flower. I've been sold out for a minute on that. I haven't read up, but if you have access to duck flower, you could get a duck flower. You know what I mean? That 6 to 8 hour purge is definitely rubbing them the wrong way. You know, but yeah, that's them eggs, man. And the reason why I have this image of the eggs is because when you go to the doctor and you get like an x-ray and they tell you got a growth, and you might have the c word and it's benign or whatever like that. The only reason why they know that is because of certain levels, right, that they get through blood, them drawing your blood tissue samples. Uh-oh, I'm stuck right now. Hold on, y'all. Of course, when I start talking about that. Okay, here we go. What they do is they draw your blood, biopsy tissue samples, but they also do x-rays and things like that, imaging techniques. So when they look at the tissue, they see the white spots. Whenever they see white, that means there's some type of growth. But that growth, it's just an assumption that it's just a bunch of coagulated cells. It's also egg sacs, because when the egg sac, because it's egg sacs, all right, it's not just individual eggs. Egg sacs, they got mad eggs in them. Have a carton of eggs got 12, you know what I'm saying, eggs in there. It's a carton. Oh, pardon the sticking, y'all. A little sticking, little sticking, little sticking going on with the internet. Hold on. All right. You see a carton of eggs have a collection of eggs inside, right? So a sack has a whole lot of eggs. It could be a thousand eggs in an egg sack. It could be 50,000, 100,000 in an egg sack. And when they're put in the body, then your tissue grows around it, cells grow around it, and then it looks like a growth or a cyst. You see what I'm saying? So lots of times when people are seeing these images of these white growths in the body, what there are is tissue that has grown around an egg sac. Okay, so it's about getting rid of that, getting that egg sac, um, um, neutralizing those eggs so they don't hatch, right? And removing the egg sac from the body. So we got ectoparasites too, and this is lice and ticks and scabies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to get deep into it right now because this is definitely a very sensitive topic to speak on. But there's a certain event that took place in our history, where um, the reason why people's hair was shaved off wasn't because they was getting ready for extermination, but because there was a large amount of lice. There's only one group of people that really get lice. We don't get lice like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not something we get. Like I said, that's a whole nother conversation and a rabbit hole that maybe y'all might want to go look into and be surprised, and maybe I'm not even gonna say that part. Like I said, it's too many triggers, man. I really hope this free speech thing go off. Maybe on Patreon I could get down with this topic. Yeah, but even with birth defects, when you have parasites in the body, they're going to affect your reproductive system. They're going to affect the development of a fetus as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, parasites are behind, a high percentage. It might be somewhere up along like 80% of the issues we deal with is usually just a parasite situation. And when we deal with these fasts, these detox and these herbs, what we're doing is we're ridding the body of the parasite, and we're allowing the body now to recover, and then we're providing the body with the nutrients and the oxygen and the minerals needed. So that's how we get stronger and stronger and stronger. But it's like Wolverine's healing factor. If he's getting hurt at a faster rate than his healing factor, then he's gonna die. You see what I'm saying? So with parasites, they affect the body at such a rate that even though we have the intelligence and the charge, it is moving at a quicker rate than our recovery is. So we have to get that out the way. All right. So ticks transmit diseases like Lyme disease, and severe itching and rash. These are all the things that we're getting from these ectoparasites. My daughter got a tick when she was little, playing in the backyard. Um, I think she was scratching the back of her neck or something. Oh boy, this thing keeps sticking. Give it a second. There we go. My daughter got a tick when she was young. She was playing out in the backyard and her neck was itching. And I looked back there, and lo and behold, that thing was just in her neck, booty was sticking out, head was in there. So I smothered it with, it was petroleum jelly or something. I suffocated it, and it started backing out. And then I wiped that, and then I hit it with a little bit of flame, and it really backed out. And then I was able to pull the whole thing out. But that was scary. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if that head breaks off in there, then you got yourself a huge problem. So these are issues and problems that we deal with, on a constant, as a people, that we have no idea about. So um so that's talking about all of the natural, right, parasites that occur. So my thing is this: you have, and I spoke on this on Rich channel, when we talked about the willow chip, right? So through UV photolithography, we have the ability now to create microchips on a nano scale. And if you look at some of these chips, these chips are like, the chip might be like that big, right? But it got 50 layers of circuits and everything like that in there, right? And it being able to operate on that nano scale allows computation for the computer to increase, obviously, right? Because it has everything to move with, just like your cells is on a nanoscale. You got the mitochondria in there, and the plasma reticulum, and you got microtubules and lysosomes and ribosomes and all these small, intricate little organelles in there that are packed and layered in a certain way that react with light and react with frequencies and sound to do all these wonderful things. Well, these chips are made to do things similarly. So what makes you think that, based on how parasites operate, that there can't be a synthetic parasite produced? Who's to say there's no synthetic parasite that can be produced? So we could get tissue damage, worms and protozoa damage, organ tissues causing pain and dysfunction, immune response, parasite trigger inflammation, nutrient depletion, toxin release. Waste products from parasites poison the body, resulting in nausea or headaches. Parasite absorb nutrients, causing deficiency and fatigue. Immune response, parasites trigger inflammation, leading to fever, swelling, and rashes. All right. All symptoms that we all deal with. And I see them all in the chats all the time when I do lives, and the reality is it could be parasites up in you, So we have to understand that artificial parasites can be created. I showed the plane at the beginning, how they could be laid all over the land. I suggest y'all go to my Patreon, become a member, because I have a presentation I did in Denver, and it's a year now. Yeah, it's been over a year now since I've been there. We dropped it probably right at the end of January, top of February, but it's there. It's on my Patreon, and I go into detail on the relevance of what I'm saying right now. Like, okay, so what does it do? How does it tie to Wi-Fi? How does it tie to nanites? How does it tie to signals and things like that? And it'll blow your mind. All right, what else we got? And that's true, Washita Wellness Center. That's a powerful name you got right there too. I love it. So we got to fight them parasites. It's a battle. Don't just treat it like you wiping your behind after taking a dump. Like, you got to treat it like that. That's how you got to treat it. Because the same way that our microbiome is a collection of billions of microorganisms, right? They have a kind of collective sentience to them, where they're like one body. So these parasites are not franchises. Like they're not like on their own. These things are united. Okay. What is the website? The website is soionicbotanicals.com. All right. Thanks for asking. That's where you can put in King 25 at checkout to get your 25% off right now. You know. Now, Tara Toy said, true, other cultures do detoxes 3 or 4 times a year and roots to expel parasites. USA needs this. Now, Black folks, what is this something that we have in common? One thing that we love, and this is no hate on Caucasians, white folks, they a good portion of them like this too, but and Mexicans and definitely Indians. Good God, Indians and Africans for sure, Caribbean for sure. We love spicy food. Spicy food. A big shout out for Umar Johnson for stating this on a podcast not that long ago. But I definitely agree with what he said. The reason why we use the Scotch bonnet and the chilies and the jalapeno and all these peppers is because when you consume spicy food, hot food, parasites can't take spicy food. You know? And my thing is, give a spicy plate of food to a colonizer and see how quick he'd be like, I don't like this. Let me stop. Let me stop before I get a strike. But that's why we like spicy food, because spicy food gets rid of the parasites. That heat, them parasites do not dig the spice. And in addition to spicy food, spices in general. So when you look at, you got the fenugreek and the anise and the mango powder and the pomegranate skin powder and the turmeric and the cumin and the this pepper and that salt and this curry and what else we got that I'm leaving out? What are some other good spices that the Indians be using? Oh, the asafoetida. All of these spices are used to help you digest the food more efficiently, get you to secrete more digestive juices and enzymes, and also to kill and rid the body of parasites. All right. So this is why you should spice your food. Stop just steaming and throwing salt and pepper on there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Use some basil, use some thyme, use some tarragon. Use these spices, man. They are necessary. Cardamom, thank you. That's one of my favorites. I love cardamom and black cardamom. When I make my beans, especially black beans, I like using black cardamom because that's a natural smoke flavor. Because I'm not throwing the turkey neck in there, you know what I mean? Or the pork shoulder up in there, or bacon up in there, you know what I'm saying? The smoke flavor, you can get that from the black cardamom. So I use the regular cardamom, and I use the black cardamom too in a lot of my recipes. So yeah, thank you for that. Clove, yes. Annatto, yes. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cumin and coriander, that's like the garlic and ginger combination. You know what I mean? They work wonderful together. And cilantro, which coriander is the seed of cilantro. So coriander helps, but cilantro really helps. You juice that where you got a little green juice like this, of some cilantro, and you drink that. Oh yeah, that's getting rid of them heavy metals, and the parasites don't like that either. Star anise, yes, these are some amazing spices. Y'all know what time it is. All right, so we gotta fight. We have to fight the parasite. What the blood clot? Fight the parasite. Understand? You got to fight the parasite. And stop chilling, letting parasite just be through your body. No. Fight it. It's a battle. It's a war. Let me tell you how much of a war it is. Let me tell you how much. This is the war. That's the war right there. It's hijacking your nerves. It's hijacking your brain. It's hijacking your control panels, bro. Oh, yeah. I'm not even here. You don't even notice this is happening to you. You want some ice cream. You want some cake. You want some bacon grease. Don't you want some bacon grease right now? Yeah. Yeah, you want some flaming hot Cheetos. Get some M&Ms. I need that red number this and yellow number that and blue number this. Get that up in you. I need that MSG. That's what I need. You understand? They hijacking you, bro. Your thoughts ain't even your thoughts. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now you get the title. Because they snatching your body up, replacing you with somebody else, and your peoples don't even know the difference. You've been compromised. You've been compromised. They working, they on the ones and twos. You understand? They the DJ. They rocking the party. They're like, oh, okay, let me see. These are where the buttons are and the switches. I'm gonna get the buttons and the switches and the... You know what I'm saying? You want to support me now? I don't got my my Zelle, Cash App, and all that stuff because I like fair exchange because I ain't a parasite, right? So ionicbotanicals.com. Y'all see the site right there. Go get you something. Get you something for your fam. All right. Right now, the coupon code is King25. You get 25% off your order at checkout. All right. Come on, man. Yo, look at him. Look at this guy. He knows he ain't getting caught. He look real comfortable right now, this guy. This guy looks real comfortable. Just controlling the nerves. Like, oh, you got some nerve thinking like you're going to catch me right now. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, son. You don't even know he there. You know, and they encapsulate themselves. These egg sacs be deep in the tissue. They deep in there. You know, you gotta get them up. You gotta get them out. You gotta get them out of you. Get them out of you. Look at that guy. He's just swimming around living his best life. You know? But I tell you what, you know, on the site, we got epizodi, we got artemisia, you know what I mean? Which is a form of wormwood, a Mexican wormwood. You know, we have a lot of herbs on the site that helps with deworming and getting parasites out the body. You know, those herbs are there. I mentioned the phyto earlier, but the trifecta that I suggest that'll help everybody the most. And we've talked about the spices in the chat, papaya seed. We talk about all the things that y'all get at the store and everything. So you know how I am. I give people the answer not based on what I'm selling or what I got on my site and everything like that. Y'all got all the free info right there. The cilantro, right? So y'all could do that. But if you want my advice, if you want to know what I got and what I'm offering, this the trifecta. That's the trifecta right there. That's the boy. Stingless bee honey. You want something to not, because there's parasites and infections that take place in the stingless bee hive. This is what they take for parasites. Now, they already small. They look like gnats. So you can imagine how small the parasites is that's messing with them. And they take their own honey to get rid of their parasites. And there's mad studies. Listen to me, I'm getting hype. There's mad studies, son. There's a multitude and a plethora of studies that exist that speak on how efficient and beneficial stingless bee honey is to ridding the body of parasites. That's better, right? The mad, she's mad. Yo, it's mad study, son. Gotta forgive me. It's the Geefy tea. That's what it is. The chlorella is what I offer top notch for getting rid of the heavy metals. Ain't nothing busting them heavy metals about your system like the chlorella. You get 333 tablets in one jar. They small though. They ain't big. You know what I'm saying? They small, but you take like 9 a day. You could crush them, you could pop them, but they small, chew them, whatever. No sound? You can't hear me? Somebody said no sound. Is my sound out right now? Can y'all hear me right now? That's right, BMST group. I don't speak about pharmacies and stuff. Okay, you can hear me. Okay. I don't speak about pharmaceuticals and stuff, but I did mention the ivermectin, the hydroxychloroquine. The reason why they've been so beneficial is because they are those are parasite medicines. And it's hydroxychloroquine is called hydroxychloroquine because of the hydroxyl group, the chloroquine, which is not the chloroquine, but the chlor is for chlorine, chloride, right? And then the quin is for quinine, quinine, which comes from the quina roja, which is the herb that I have on the actual website, but it's also one of the greatest herbs in medicine history, that exists, is that particular herb, quinine, which is it's actually the active component in there. It's the herb is actually called the chacona bark, Peruvian chacona bark. This leads to the Zionist Jesuits sending out expeditions, to the Amazon and to South America to find this chacona bark for malaria, because as they are trying to penetrate into the indigenous people, tropical regions and jungles, the parasites, the malaria was tearing them up. And that's actually the plant that saved them and really did a disservice to us. But, that's another story. I need to do that history. So that's chlorella. And number 3 is juglodine, which is my tonic that I developed. That is, it has wormwood, it has star anise, it has episode in there, it has black walnut, it has a few other herbs in there too. It is so fragrant. It smells so amazing, but it's extremely bitter and it's black. That thing is like Vanta black. It's like a black hole, right? So when I was speaking earlier about the mother that the person brought up, the Netsu nectar, the chlorella is a go. The juglodine, you would really have to dilute that in water, But for everyone else, this is the trifecta that I have. And like I said, you get 25% off right now with the coupon code KING25. You can't forget that. King, and it's 2025, and you get 25% off. That is what the coupon's for. And when you get these 3 items and check out, you'll be able to get 25% off the order once you do that. But these are the 3 items that I suggest: juglodine, Netsu nectar, and chlorella. As I said, I also got episode, Mexican wormwood on there too. I have a few other parasite ones. The Canya fistula is definitely going to get them on out of you. But these are the items that I suggest. Now in dealing with the artificial parasites that I spoke on earlier, once again, these are going to be the things that are going to help with that. Why? You're like, oh, well, it's artificial. Well, the artificial is based on the original. And also what these things do is they don't just attack the parasite that's in you. They also strengthen the tissue and the bodies awareness that the parasite is there and kind of equip the body with what it needs to just push it out. Because that's what you want to do. You're trying to neutralize the parasite. You want to get the parasite out the body. So that's what these 3 items do. And the honey is going to be the most potent out of all of them. The honey is just a panacea that helps with so many different things. The chlorella is going to help with the heavy metals. The juglidine is going to be the straight parasite kick in the mouth. It's kicking the parasite. It's kicking the parasite. This guy right here who thought nobody knew he was there, he's getting kicked in the mouth. He getting his cut. He getting his neck sliced. He's getting his head chopped off. He getting ripped in two. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened. This guy is not going to be scary no more. His eyes ain't glowing no more. This guy's going to look like the Predator showed up. That's the alien Predator showed up with the dreadlocks, with the camouflage, and took him out with the laser beam. All right. So that's what it is. But soionicbotanicals.com is the website. Currently, the sale is 25% off with King 25. And like I mentioned before, Parasite Cleanse, man. Parasite Cleanse. You want to rid your body of these parasites. You want to bring more awareness that you are dealing with parasites. Come to grip. Don't think you're that holy, that you don't have some creepy crawly in you. The etymology of virus is poison and creepy crawly thing. You know what I mean? So a lot of these diseases, when you go to the etymology of them, you look at the history of them, a lot of them go back to creepy crawly thing or parasite, you know, even with herpes, you know, herpetology is the study of like lizards and snakes and things like that. But when you dig deep into the etymology, once again, it goes into creepy crawly thing, because that's what a snake does. It creeps and it crawls and, you know, slides on its belly. And that's what parasites are doing, you know. No, you can't just do a parasite cleanse with water. Nah, you got to do a little bit more than that. Now, you can, you know, grounding certain levels of light radiation in hot climates, getting into thermal waters and things like that. But you definitely need something a little bit more than that. Like I said, if you're not going on the site and getting items, that's cool. You got cilantro, you got all the spices that are in the chat. And once this is on YouTube, you know, y'all able to look at the live chat and you'll be able to see all the different spices that people were listing. You know, the papaya seed, you know, epizode. There's so many different things that can be used in order to get it out and get, you know, start eating the spices, man. I love spicy food. I love spicy food. I was in a West Indian restaurant last week, and I told a lady, can you put some, you know, some hot sauce on it before you wrap it up? And she just kept going. There's people in line. They just looking at me. And then I finally said, when? And they was like, oh, you like it hot? I was like, that ain't even that much. I love spicy food. Like Scotch bonnet sauce, habanero sauce, Tabasco sauce, ghost pepper sauce. Love all that. Indian food, love Indian food. And I go myself and they say, okay, what level you want it? I'll be like, give me the top. I want to be sweating, you know? Now, it ain't that hot when I'm eating it because I could taste the flavor, but it's reacting in my body. And look at what it's doing. It's opening up the blood vessels. It's causing the blood to flow. It's opening up the pores. It's causing me to sweat. You know, it's almost like being in a sauna through eating something, you know, because you have these receptors, the vanilla 1 receptors and the capsaicin receptors. These are the receptors that respond to the pepper, the capsaicin. They plug in their pain receptors and their thermal receptors. So it helps you to deal with pain management, which is good for a man, but, you know, working out, you know, and resilience and everything like that. And then it also helps with uncomfortable situations too, you know. So I love spicy food. You know, ain't nothing like it to me. Whenever food is just bland and dull, oh, of course, if it's like fruit or something. But recently, I've had I forget the name of the franchise, but there's these Mexican franchises where they sell like mango and cucumber and watermelon. and they put it in a cup, and then they'll add um, uh, I think it's called tahine, which is the little salt spice blend to it. Um, and and the other little toppings on there, and that thing is amazing. Like, I like mangoes as is, but them spicy mangoes, they be hitting, you know. Yeah, well, you don't have to do habanero. You could do regular spices, you could do other spices. You might do better with scotch bonnet, maybe. Sort of like business. Son about Mary. And what was the other one with when he went to the Indian restaurant with Jennifer Aniston. I forget that movie with Ben. I think it was Ben Stiller in that too. It was Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston, and he had that spicy food. Tahine, yeah, that's it. That's it. But yeah, man, I just wanted to touch base with y'all on parasites, and just bring the awareness that as we're in winter right now, we're home, it's dark, we're not getting the vitamin D that we need to. The parasites is in us, they just kind of cozy and stuff. Just be mindful of the foods you eat, try to purge yourself the best you can, cleanse yourself, and you'll start noticing a lot of the symptoms of whatever you're dealing with, all the different issues that y'all be putting in the chat. KT, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? What do I do for that? Revert back to this talk. Revert back to what I'm saying right now. Tell yourself, oh man, I'm dealing with parasites, and cleanse that. And once you do a parasite cleanse, you know what I'm saying? And I think I'm going to propose this to Rich, because we have a fast coming up. We were supposed to do it the 20th through the 27th was supposed to be the fast, but I know he has the event coming up next month, so I know he's been occupied. But when we do the next fast, I think that's what I'm going to propose to him. Let's do a parasite cleanse, and we'll focus on that energy, because we're dealing with going from a consciousness or an environment where our blood has been getting sucked dry, our spirit, our nutrients, and we want to kind of like get the vampires off, replenish our body, and get the parasites out. So that's what I'm gonna propose to him, and I'll let y'all know when that's popping. But right now, you know what I'm saying? That's what y'all want right there. Y'all want to get some of that Nesu nectar. Okay, Nesu nectar, Jugladine, chlorella. That's the trifecta. Coupon code King25. Website is soionicbotanicals.com. All right. You need a larger bottle. Need a larger bottle. Hey, that Geefy tea. Hey, man. That's quality over quantity, baby. You know what I'm saying? And the Geefy tea, you can fill a cup up with water this much and just drop 3 drops up in there of that Geefy tea, and it goes a long way. Do you hear me? That drop about it, you got to go a long way. Now, if you're trying to just, you just want to hit it, that's on you. You know what I mean? I've had this glass, this whole thing, and it's still not done. Of course, you can mix that trifecta with sea moss. That'll be great. Of course. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate the love and the support. That's for sure. I have a big announcement coming too. Y'all ain't ready for this. But I'll kind of give you a preview of what I'm going to talk about. He says we're in the golden age. That's what Trump said, right? So we're in 2025. I mentioned this is the year of possibility and probability, and like everybody else, people want to come up and make some bread for themselves and their family. I'm about to introduce a great business opportunity to all of y'all. I'm about to make an announcement that's going to bust your head. Some of y'all are not going to receive it properly and not really get what I'm doing. But for those of you that get it, I'm going to tell you right now, jump on it. Jump on it, because I'm only going to do it for a certain period of time, and then I'm just going to deal with those people. but there's a business opportunity that I'm about to put out there for y'all to make money. And I'm not just talking about just little hundred here and there. I'm talking about putting some racks on racks on racks in your pocket. All right. So I'll be making that announcement very soon. Um, More than likely it'll probably be this week. It'll probably be this week. So I'm just letting y'all know. Get ready for something big. And I'm hoping that when I make this announcement that y'all come in the droves for it, you know. If not, it's all good. Based on the response is going to let me know whether I want to move forward with it, because I don't have to do it, but I want to kind of share. I want to share the benefits with the people. So we're going to see if y'all are going to want to get on with me with this opportunity. All right. It'll be on Rich's platform and it'll be on mine. I'm going to announce it twice, and it'll be a whole campaign going. So all I got to say is this. This is what I'm going to tell y'all to do. Whoever's been saving a few dollars, this is what it's for. And if you ain't been saving nothing, I'm going to tell you, put a little sum away, because I'm about to bestow upon you an opportunity that you cannot ignore. All right. But yeah, man, I want to thank all of y'all for joining in on Invasion of the Body Snatchers. For those of y'all who've not seen the movie, check the original out, which is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The remake in '93 was just called The Body Snatchers, when they was like, when they would point at the people who hadn't turned yet. It's kind of like Mr. Smith jumping through all the NPCs, you know what I mean, to catch Neo. But it's a good movie, and if you notice, it's very it is very synonymous and kind of parallel to what we're dealing with right now in humanity, you know. So be aware that there are parasites all around you in people form. There's parasites in you, and there's artificial parasites that are being fed to you, and you have to constantly cleanse so that you can continue to be who you are. All right. Love and light. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all soon in the next few days.